My name's Brian Hodgkinson and I'm the head professional at Royal Birkdale Golf Club. Morning boys. The course, its basic layout has stayed the same. We may be 200 yards longer than what we would have been in '83. At the moment there's been no difference between now and 208. We put a few bunkers in further from the tee in 208, but because it was so windy they didn't come into play anyway, so they couldn't reach them, but they're there and could be in play in certain conditions, but we're so weather related. This hole, the third, this is one of the holes where it epitomises what Royal Birkdale's all about. It's a wonderful driving hole, set between the dunes, as many of the holes are, elevated tee giving you a good view of what's about to come. Playing downwind is the normal prevailing wind, 450 yards for the top players, not too long. If the wind changes in the other direction, it's a monster. The 12th, wonderful short hole, very highly regarded, often included in composite course on the Open Championship Rota. Not long by modern standards, but if you have a look, it's so well protected, set into the dunes. Put the pin in the back right-hand corner. You're really asking the player to cut one into that pin and playing into that breeze, wind off the right, that's such a tough shot. This is the start of what I call the third loop of holes at Birkdale. There's 2 par 5s in the last 4 holes, so it always gives you that opportunity of turning decent rounds into very good rounds, or a not very good round, just tidying it up nicely at the end. In a few weeks' time, when the rough starts growing, this will be long grass right and left, and that's all the way down. So anything that's not on the short stuff is going to be punished, and you're going to find it extremely difficult to get onto the green, or certainly get any sort of control when approaching the green. If the tee shot's found trouble and you're playing a lag up, this is the sort of area you're going to finish in. There are 8 bunkers in this little area here, and there's very little space between them. And if you're coming out of rough, or it's very difficult to control the ball, this is when this one problem leads to another problem. I always call it a thinking man's par 5, the 15th. You've got to keep your wits about you all the time, get a good strategy. Get in trouble, take your punishment, but just make sure you don't compound it by finding some more trouble. We're on the 17th fairway now, and this position here is in 208, is when Padraig Harrington, coming with a 1-shot lead up to the 17th, had hit his tee shot here and then played from this spot a wonderful 5-wood, just carrying that left-hand bunker. Ball ran up onto the green, virtually stone dead for an eagle, which sealed his victory. The 18th, wonderful finishing hole, really a tremendous hole. We're looking at a line here towards the White House as we look at it from here. The little bunker on the right there, that's a 280-yard carry, but from an elevated tee with the prevailing wind, that's on for quite a lot of the guys. That would be a good line, perhaps with possibly a little bit of fade on that. A safer line is to the left of that, aiming towards that left-hand bunker, giving you a nice view into the green for your second shot. There's a very narrow entrance to this green. There's 2 bunkers protecting it here and there. And the nerves kicking in a little bit at the end, just a small mistake, it'll get gathered by them. I'm expecting the pins to be pushed to the side, so even if you hit the middle of the green, you can still be leaving yourself a 30-footer, which is, can still give you a problem or 2 just at the end.